The Andrew Easton radio show. Now, was he a royalist, Robin Hood, or even the man who helped King Charles escape after the Battle of Worcester? A special talk being held at the Commandery in Worcester tonight, looking to the life of a 17th century highwayman called James Hind. It's being given by Cryssa Bazos, a historical fiction writer from Canada who stumbled across his life researching a new book. Really interesting.
Well, I've always been fascinated with highwaymen, and I'm particularly fascinated with the Civil War as well. When I was looking to write something, I found James Hind, and at first I thought he would make an excellent hero. It was complicated. He fought for the king. You'd think he would fought for the rebels. And then there's this whole question about the escape and whether it was true or not. Well, what I found most fascinating about James Hind was that he never really hurt his victims. I mean, he stole from them, he never molested women, he never killed anybody during a robbery. How he managed to do it was through his own wits instead of through brute force. Sometimes he would be like a Robin Hood and give back some money if he knew that you're going to be destitute. His claim to fame was also robbing from the Roundheads. So he would ask people, which side are you on? And if you were a royalist, he would actually give you some money. And if he was a Roundhead, he was completely merciless. Worcester's famous because it was the last battle of the Civil War, and it was also the first. Charles Stuart lost this battle. He was grossly outnumbered, and Cromwell just was literally brilliant on the field. So after the battle, he escaped. Now, this is where it gets interesting with James Hind. He also escaped from the Battle of Worcester, and he took a few weeks to get to London, and he laid low in London for 5 weeks under assumed name. The interesting thing is at that point, people believed he was the one who helped Charles Stuart escape from the Battle of Worcester. The Venetian ambassador in Paris wrote, and he talked about how Charles escaped. And he said, Charles mentioned that he had fled Worcester with a gentleman and a soldier who was a highwayman. The rumors were serious enough that when they actually caught him, they tried him like a political prisoner. They did try to find him guilty of helping Charles Stuart escape, but they couldn't find any proof, and nobody came forward. And then eventually they did ship him back to Worcester and tried him for high treason for fighting for the king here during the Battle of Worcester. So in September 1652, he was hung, drawn, and quartered here. His head was displayed on the Severn Gate, and then his quarters were distributed throughout the city. And that's how he ended.
I see. Well, that's an interesting story. So, was he a kind of royalist Robin Hood? Or maybe the man who helped King Charles escape after the Battle of Worcester? This is a special talk at the Commandery tonight, looking into the life of the 17th century highwayman James Hind, given by Canadian history writer Cryssa Bazos, who's giving a special talk about that tonight at the Commandery in Worcester at 7. I'd go if I were you.